The fly on the wall wealth building secrets from an exclusive $30,000 diamond mastermind in Bali in Indonesia. Listen, I have learned so much. We came last Sunday, we arrived, we had a welcome dinner, and we have not stopped for the whole of the 7 days since. It's just been jam packed. We had a day off and we went out and we went whitewater rafting and we went to the elephant sanctuary, which was fantastic. Everything else has just been packed with content. And that to me is really important, because those of you who know me know that for me, the success of the people I'm working with is absolutely paramount. And therefore I need to be the best I can be so that I can help you. Your success truly is my success. Now, the next 45 minutes, you need to just clear your desk a little bit, pin your ears back, take a few notes, because honestly, it will be the most important investment you make, not just in your online business this year, but in your life this year. And that's a fact. This isn't hypothesis. There are two objectives that I want to achieve in this webinar. Most importantly is that you realize that you can do this. And secondly, that I can and will help you. I'm going to cover 4 cornerstones. Now, it's important that you get your cornerstones right. When you're building a skyscraper, you spend a lot of time digging the footings and laying the foundations. You've got to get the cornerstones in place before you build any structure, and that applies in a business as well. So we're going to cover the 4 cornerstones upon which we're going to build your successful online business together. And you'll be amazed what you can achieve between now and Christmas if you follow the stepping stone plan that I will help you develop over the course of the next 30 days. Now, the first thing that we're going to cover is the mindset that you're going to need to have if you're going to succeed online. This is fundamental. Remember, the majority of people in life do struggle, and it's because they don't have the right mindset. So we're going to work on that. The second thing we're going to cover is the 5 elements of a 7-figure online business. You need to understand that. You're going to learn the 3-step formula for success on the internet. And this is fundamental. Remember, these are all fundamentals. And remember, nothing that I'm going to teach you is new. There are no new fundamentals. They've always been there. It's just that it's hard sometimes to actually clear the fog. We all get confused, we all get overwhelmed, and what I'm going to try to do is give you some clarity. 97% of people who get started in life fail. That's the reality. A small percentage seem to achieve at the highest level, but the majority don't, and there's a reason for that. And the very first thing you need to do is to understand that reason. And the reason is, to be honest, that people really don't take control of their own lives. It's all about consensus thinking, doing what everyone else does, failing to develop your own plan. Now, at the end of this brief webinar, and it is going to be brief, I'm going to do a series of these over the next 2 or 3 months, really, because I've got so much material to share with you. But at the end of this webinar, I'm going to give you a link to a training that Matt Lloyd, and I've just co-authored a book with Matt Lloyd. It's going to be published over the next couple of weeks, and that has been an integral part of this trip to Bali. He's only 28. He's an incredibly successful and very wealthy young man. He's got a business that's literally paid out $25 million worth of profit, commissions to the people with whom he's associated. So he is a real visionary entrepreneur, and he knows an awful lot about the internet marketing business. And this particular training once upon a time was a $197 training. It's a couple of years ago. You can see how fresh-faced and youthful he looks there. But the content is phenomenal. It's priceless, so study it. And I'm going to give you a link to that at the end of the webinar. Remember what I said. Please clear your decks. Please take some notes, and please take this very seriously. Here's the reality, and I alluded to it before. 97% of people who get started online will fail. You are part now of a mastermind group. And within that mastermind group, we think differently. We've moved ourselves from the 97% who are going to fail into the minority group who are going to succeed. You really are in a very privileged situation, so appreciate where you are at. Most people's lives actually look a lot like this, and certainly most people's endeavours when they decide that they want to explore the internet. They just don't have a business plan. They don't have a life plan. People spend more time planning their holidays than they do their lives. And people come onto the internet expecting to become millionaires within a year, and they haven't got a clue what to do. Now, the two just don't go together. What you've got to do is put a really structured plan in place. You need education, you need knowledge, and you need to be part of a group of people who will share that knowledge with you. And you need to understand something here. Selecting the group of people with whom you associate is absolutely critical. When you get involved online, every man and his dog is trying to sell something to you. None of them have your best interests at heart. They are just interested in lining their own pockets. So selecting the people with whom you associate is absolutely fundamental. And they will help you. I will help you. The people with whom I'm working will help you develop this very structured business plan, which will give you a business that looks like the vending machine on the right compared with the vending machine on the left. And I refer here to vending machine because the internet is a sort of a cyberspace ATM. If you know what you're doing, it is your online cash machine. But you need to have it working. You need to have it oiled. You need a structure, a plan, and a way of working. And when you've mastered that, the complexity disappears and you suddenly realize how simple this business is when you are properly educated. Now just think, if you had the vending machine on the left, which looked a bit decrepit, where is that going to take you? It's going to take you nowhere. And it's going to leave you in that 97% group who just end up frustrated, disillusioned, overwhelmed and fed up and just pack it all in and get back to their own mediocrity, tolerating failure month in, month out, trying to balance an inadequate budget, more month than money, because they just never got trained properly. The simple truth is this: making money online is actually incredibly simple. Some of you know, and it's very much a work in progress, I'm developing a website called Internet Marketing Made Simple, because I know that it's this level of clarity that people need to have if they're going to achieve at the highest level. And people who associate with me are going to achieve at the highest level. There is no question in my mind about that, so long as they have the right attributes, a willingness to listen and learn and be coachable. In today's market, the only people who will survive in this industry are those who can navigate their way through the confusion and overwhelm that everyone encounters when they get started. The mindset for success. Some of you know that over the years I've spent an awful lot of time coaching other people. and have impacted positively on the lives of literally thousands of people. I'm going to give you a download at the end of this, for those of you who haven't read it, to The Man in the Mirror. It's a book I wrote some time ago. It just very simply sets out a new philosophy for life, a new philosophy for business. And you must read it if you haven't already. Again, there are no new fundamentals. The fundamentals are in that book. Study them carefully because it will honestly change the outcome of your life. Read it, share it, get your children to read it. Because if they do, honestly, you will accelerate their progress through life and remove them from the morass of people who struggle every single month for year after year, get to retirement, look back with regret. We don't want that to happen within our community, within our peer group, amongst our friends, and certainly not amongst our family. And here's 9 mindset tips that'll help you progress your business. Number 1, you've got to get out of your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is like a spider's web. It will throttle you. I know it's comfortable in there, but is it really? Think about it. The bird in the cage might live longer than the bird in the wild. But for goodness sake, wouldn't you rather stretch your wings and fly? You've got to get out of that insidious web that locks you into mediocrity. You've got to stretch yourself. You've got to learn to fail forward. So many people live the whole of their lives locked into the past with regret and fail to realize that you've got to act now to create a better future. And yes, you're going to make mistakes, and yes, sometimes you'll do it wrong, but hey, that's why we're talking, because we're going to help each other, and that's the power of the mastermind. Make mistakes because you're challenging yourself. You're getting out of your comfort zone. You're looking to grow. Number 3, network with the best. Your net worth is directly represented by your network. The people with whom you associate will typically have a similar level of income to yourself. That's the reality. You find that the poor people tend to all sit together in a huddle talking about the things poor people talk about, while successful people like to get together with other successful people to learn how to get better. Do you know millionaires always invite billionaires to come and teach and train them so that they can go to the next level? And we need to adopt that philosophy. The other thing that's pretty critical is you can't have a short-term vision. Vision, I teach this sometimes because so many people totally lack vision. In fact, for the majority, you can stick them in front of a window and all they're going to see is a pane of glass. A few might see the garden, but very few actually see the horizon, and virtually none see beyond that and see the big picture. So develop a huge vision for where you want to go. Believe in yourself. Structure a plan. Embrace that plan. Commit to the plan, and you'll be amazed what you can achieve. The only way to get out of your comfort zone is to give yourself a goal to get yourself out. It's amazing how the human brain works when you actually program it for success rather than subconsciously programming it for failure. You have to be consistent and you have to be persistent. You can't just do something at 100 miles an hour for a week and then not bother for the rest of the year. You need to have a plan, a daily plan, a weekly plan, a monthly plan, a 90-day plan, a 12-month plan. And you have to measure yourself. You need to be accountable, but you have to persist. It was Winston Churchill said, never, never quit. Never quit on yourself, because when you're doing that, you're quitting on all the people around you who are as followers typically looking for strong leadership. And when a leader stands up, then the followers get very attracted to the leader. So you have to develop those leadership skills. You have to be the consistent, persistent go-getter that other people aspire to become. You have to learn to ask quality questions. You have to learn, I think, to be independent. You have to learn not to get bogged down in the details, majoring on the minors. You have to try and sort the little things out yourself and then ask the quality questions to the people, if you like, that I'm in Bali. I'm not going to go and ask a silly question to someone who's a millionaire business owner. I want to go and ask a quality question that person respects and gives me a quality response. You need to learn that. It's critical. There's a book out there by Alan Pease called Questions Are the Answers. So remember that in all aspects of our lives, in terms of all of our relationships, 2 ears, 1 mouth, ask questions, listen for the answers, be there and absorb the information. What's really important is that you embrace or learn from your mistakes. You're going to make them. I have made loads, but every time I make a mistake, it's an opportunity to learn. The more you make, the more opportunities you have to learn, the more you're going to grow and the easier it's going to become over time to get to where you want to be. This is critical in everything in life. It's a cornerstone of economics, that we are all remunerated based on the value we put out into the marketplace. One man earns $20 an hour. Another man earns $1,000 an hour. They both worked an hour, but one got $1,000 and one got $20. There was no difference in the time, but there was a lot of difference in the value. And you need now to put yourself through a process of education to increase your value. And I will help you with that. Remember, 97% of people out there are followers. They are looking for leaders. So you need to invest in yourself and become more valuable. As you'll do that, it's amazing how attractive you will become. And that is fundamental in all forms of marketing. And along the way, you've got to have fun. You know, if you get this right, what I've realized, you genuinely can work an hour a day, 2 hours a day, and pretty much do whatever you want to do then with the rest of your life. So long as you learn the fundamentals, learn the basics, get that plan in place, commit to the plan, and the primary base of the plan is educating yourself, is learning and becoming more capable and more valuable. But seriously, let's have fun. We're only here once. It's not a dress rehearsal. And that's why Delphina and I have come over to Bali, because for me, this is the ultimate fun. The acquisition of knowledge in an incredible environment. And tomorrow we're going out and it's a water sports day. I hate to think what video footage we're going to get from tomorrow, but I'm really excited about that. I'm saying tomorrow, for me, it's the early hours of the morning, so it's later today. Now there's a bonus tip in here, and this is really critical. I said I was going to give you 9. This is number 10. And what you need to realize is just how valuable you are. So many people demean themselves. I can't do this. I can't do that. Listen, if you've associated yourself with me over the course of a week or a month or a 3-month period, I tell you, the value you will have acquired will put you right up there in the top 90-95% of knowledge owners, if you like, in the world. You will know stuff that no one else knows. And you need to appreciate that's what business is all about. You get remunerated for your value. Never ever underestimate the value of your experiences, your knowledge, your education, your experiences of life. I know you've all already learnt loads, and you probably sometimes don't realise how valuable what you know really is. So please, own your own value. The 5 elements of a 7-figure online business. Let me take you through this because this is pretty critical. The number one thing you have to do is define your audience. What is your target market? Now, think about this. Different people are operating in different niches, as they're called. As it happens, I operate in the personal development, wealth creation, and money-making niche. So I have to define to myself who is my audience. Who is my target market? What I've learned over time is that we usually relate best in our own image. So my target audience, my target market might well be professionals because I'm an accountant. I'm older, so maybe a baby boomer. And my market is very clearly identified because I know that my market is people who are ambitious, people who are professional, people who have maybe had successful careers and are suddenly realizing that their income in retirement is going to be a fraction of their income whilst they were working. And I tell you, that's been typified by the people who are here in Bali. The quality of the people working within this mastermind is absolutely incredible. And it's just totally validated my perspective of my target market. Now, some of you might be younger, 35 to 45 or whatever. Again, identify your target market, relate to that target market. We taught in the old days, again, those of you who have worked with me before, in network marketing, and I've come away really from network marketing now, and for lots of reasons which I won't share with you this evening. But in network marketing, we always said it was the art and the science of communicating with, empowering, and building a relationship with other people based on their needs, not ours. Well, that's exactly the same in internet marketing. You have to understand your audience. You need to be able to empathize with your audience, but first of all, you need to define it. Now, your audience needs to be able to relate to you, and your audience will always relate based on the information, the content you put out into the internet. Whether it's a post on Facebook, that is content. Whether it's an email, that is content. Gradually, as you're starting to get involved online, you'll start to appreciate that what you put out there represents your brand. And a lot of what I'm talking to you about tonight is about developing your personal brand. What we're also going to need to learn is how to generate leads. Now, leads basically mean that we have a communication through whatever process with another human being. And whether or not we go to a nightclub and we don't have a very successful interpersonal relationship, we've blown it. Well, it's the same in terms of internet marketing. That as you develop a relationship with somebody who comes into your internet business life, you can very easily spoil that relationship if you don't deliver the right content, you don't have the right empathy, and you don't give that new person the information, the support that they were actually hoping they were going to get from you. So you can't let these people down. And what you have to do is be honest. And if you offer a service, you need to follow up on that. Remember, this again is how relationships in life are built. You don't walk up to as a man to a woman and say, "Hi, would you marry me?" You know, you develop an initial relationship and you build on that relationship over time, whether it by telephone call, by text message, going out for dinner. That's follow-up. And it's exactly the same in the internet world, that you have to build a relationship with your audience. Now, we're in this business, and it is a business, to make money. And remember, we have to build that relationship with our audience, build up that trust, so that gradually, remember, our audience is probably in the money-making niche. These are ambitious people striving or wanting to learn about how to build a business online, how to become more successful. So we can deliver the value to somebody, and we must never, ever underestimate the value that we give. You know, McDonald's doesn't give away its franchises. You know, there's no restaurant owner that gives away the food. There's no author who gives away books, except for stupid me. I was giving away my book for a long time, and it's been made very clear to me whilst I'm over here how ridiculous that is. That yes, it's great to give value, but you've got to monetize and appreciate the value of what you're giving. And the key, patently, is to learn how to build your audience by getting traffic to a lead magnet that brings them in to a relationship with you, to give you the opportunity to develop the relationship with integrity, with honesty, and build the value of that relationship over time. There are no traffic problems. You often hear this in the internet world. How do I get more traffic? There are only offer problems. And if I can give you this as an example, if you knew that you had a target audience, all of whom had migraines or headaches, do you think if you discovered a solution, a paracetamol and aspirin that cured those headaches, you would have any problem whatsoever developing a business? Of course not, because that's what marketing is all about. It's about identifying your market, developing a relationship with your market, understanding that market's needs, and then developing a solution that will actually eliminate the pain that they're looking to eradicate. This is incredibly simple. Now, do understand the money-making niche, the make-money niche, to me is really exciting because it is a starving crowd. And if you've got a starving crowd and you've got food, then you've got a business. And here we are in the money-making niche with a global economic meltdown, more people financially embarrassed than ever before, in a world in which there is more opportunity than there has ever been before, crying out for education on how to improve their financial well-being. Now that's our marketplace. It's certainly my marketplace. It's huge. It's virtually untapped by professionals like the people in this mastermind group. And we've got a huge opportunity here to materially impact on the lives of literally millions of people over time. The 3-step success formula. I've talked about it. Build your audience. We have to. All companies do this. Starbucks do it. Everybody builds it. Everyone's trying to get hold of email addresses. You go to hotels. They want all of your details when you sign in. And you constantly get follow-ups. And that's exactly what this is all about, because those follow-ups are those companies engaging their audience. We need to build our audience. We need to engage our audience, add value to the lives of our audience so that we can sell to our audience. Look, I'm talking to you here man to man, so to speak. I'm talking about being in business. I'm not talking about having an employee mentality, just spending the whole of your lives accepting the payment that somebody gives you for an hour of your time. I'm talking to you as entrepreneurs, people who understand that business can be pretty cutthroat, pretty hard-nosed, but equally the most successful businesses are the businesses that go out there with integrity, with honesty, establish who their audience is, and then develop and then deliver real value to their audience. They get allegiance, they get loyalty, and people are more than prepared then to spend money with you because they trust you. And these are the fundamentals of internet marketing, and in fact they are the fundamentals of life and of all businesses that operate wherever they might be all over the world. The most important asset to work on actually is you. If we can get you right, if we can get your mindset right, that is the most important thing. But once we've done that, then we need to develop your audience. And that's all about building your list, because your list is your audience. Now, I can teach you how to do that. It's incredibly simple. And over the ensuing weeks, bit by bit, we'll teach you, we'll train you, we'll take you step by step through our coaching program and give you the opportunity, if you've got questions, to ask them. We'll mentor you and guide you. 97% of people fail at marketing because they try to do it on their own. Look, I've been there. There are people, I'm sure, on this webinar right now who have been there. You go out and you try and build a business on the internet, or in fact any other business, and you try and do it all on your own. You so often get people who promise you their support, but it doesn't seem to be forthcoming. What we need to have is an acknowledgement that when you're getting started, you cannot assume that you can do it without help. You will never master this on your own. Remember, I have been there. I have so been there. I'm very proud. I've got an ego. And even though I teach that ego doesn't put bread on the table, I sometimes don't listen to my own teaching. I think a lot of teachers do that. And it's so easy to assume I can do it. I'll do it all on my own. It's a stupid mistake to make. You have to get out there. You need to associate yourself with the best in the best, learn from them, and save yourself all of this pain. Because it's pretty stupid to keep doing the things that don't work. And when I realized that, it just took such a weight off my shoulders, because it was just common sense. When I stopped and thought about it, I just had to get out there and do what these guys do. Tiger Woods has a coach. Usain Bolt has a coach. Andy Murray has a coach. The best of the best in every environment have coaches. And we need them too. And that's a heck of a lesson to learn. But it is a fundamental lesson, and when you've learned it, you just watch and see what happens when you get a group of you all together, because I tell you, two minds are better than one. So I'm going to make you an offer. I'm going to coach you to success. We've been in this room most of this week, and if you look at the people that I've been sat with, and I was actually sat on that front row. I always like to sit on the front row, millionaire's seat, so I don't miss a thing. I have taken note after note after note after note from the most successful people in this business. But just look in the room. Remember before I was talking about my audience. Can you see the sort of age group of people in there? I've been with people all week from age 20, Steve Bransfield, age 20. My golly, he is so entrepreneurial at such a young age. I find it incredible. On the front row there's a gentleman by the name of Anthony. Yeah, I can see him there. No, he's not on the front row. The front row I've moved from because I'm taking the photograph. That's Anthony. Anthony's from Singapore. He's a similar age to me. He's been in IT. He's a faith healer in Singapore, and he's learning internet marketing. People from all over the world. I've been there with people from Austria, from America, from Singapore and Malaysia, from Australia. The market we have is so vast because it is the whole of planet Earth. And there are people like us all over planet Earth who want to improve their financial well-being. Now, who's this for? If I'm going to invest my time teaching and training you, we need to understand what you should be. This is for you if you've been spending the last few months or possibly years struggling online because you've never had anyone to show you what to do. But you're willing to put in a minimum of an hour a day doing some simple tasks I'll teach you. But you don't have a coach or access to any coaching programs. You're not yet at the stage to do it all on your own, and you'd rather we did it together. But most importantly, you are prepared to invest in you. We are talking about starting and running a business. Stop and think about it. Probably the cheapest business, conventional business, that you could start today is perhaps to become a window cleaner, to be the man who goes around and cleans the windows on other people's houses. You'd buy a ladder, a sponge and a bucket, and you'd probably need a van. You're probably going to spend $5,000 to $10,000 being a window cleaner, and all you've done is bought the right to exchange an hour of your life for money, you hope, if you can build yourself up a window cleaning round. So for goodness sake, you need to accept the fact you're going to have to invest some money in yourself and in your business, and you need to learn that when you make investments in your business, that they are not costs. They are investments. If you're running a marketing campaign, rest assured that the big multinational corporations don't look at their marketing budget as a cost. It's a necessary investment in the growth of their business. And you need to learn that. You need to think like an entrepreneur, not like an employee. You need to be prepared to invest in you. These people, it's been inspiring. Okay, I've been in the auditorium, I've been listening and learning. But to have access to people like Michelle Pesco-Solito and Norbert Orlovich, you need to know about these people. Norbert there's in his 30s. His business, which was My Lead System Pros, turned over $25 million. Just an ordinary guy who took the time to learn the stuff that I'm talking to you about tonight, who's shared everything he's learned over the last week and will continue to do it next week. This is an incredibly valuable gold mine of knowledge and wisdom which we can now share amongst ourselves. It so puts us right up there with the elite. Michelle Pesco-Solito and her husband Bill have just totally dominated Facebook in terms of their ability to learn how to become the best and then to teach others how to do it. And to have those two here with us for this fortnight has been, wow, what a bonus. And again, I have so many notes that I will share with you, and you will never ever again be involved in feeling confused, overwhelmed, not sure what to do, because we've got it all structured. We'll do training videos, we'll send out PDFs. You'll have everything you need to succeed. So who's this not for? Well, it's not for you if you're already the best in the world, you're a skilled marketer, you've got your own automated sales funnels that are consistently generating sales for you on autopilot. Probably not for you. You've your own phone sales team set up for selling additional programs to new customers, i.e. that follow-up, which will earn you substantial commissions. And you think, and this is the biggie, right? If you think you're going to be making $1 million by next week with absolutely no work whatsoever, it's not. For this to work, you'll need a structured marketing plan and you'll need to take appropriate action. There is no get rich quick out there, honestly. You're going to have to learn what to do and then you need to start to do it. So how will all this work? Well, it's a process. When you apply to join my coaching group, you'll be asked to complete a detailed application form telling me a little about you, your hopes, your dreams, and your aspirations. You'll then be given the opportunity to attend a one-on-one strategy session with me. In the event that it transpires that you are ready and committed, we will together create a business plan. This will include setting you up with the tools you're going to need to build your business, developing your personal brand. You can't hide away. You've got to put yourself out there. We're now coming into the marketing environment. So we're going to design your marketing plan. We're going to put the plan into action, and we're going to do it together. All I ask of you is that you be coachable. Now just think, you can spend a few years of your life and thousands of dollars trying to do this all on your own. Or you can make the smart and easy decision to join my one-on-one Internet Marketing Made Simple coaching program and finally start making the money you always dreamt of. Now, as I promised at the beginning, I'm going to give you a link to Matt Lloyd's training. This is one of the best trainings you will ever listen to. Now, I'm going to just give you a chance to jot down that hyperlink. It's out of my site, which, as I said, don't go there trying to get much out of that yet, because it's very much in development. internetmarketingmadesimple.com/the truth about traffic. Now, there's so much more in that video than the title suggests. You need to go and watch it. It's a lengthy video, and when you sit down, again, make sure that you have got no distractions and take lots of notes. I've always found when you sit and watch a video or listen to a CD or watch a DVD, it's always better to take notes. That way things get into your mind and you retain them. Plus so much more. When you come and work with me, as my site is now being developed by professional website builders, you're going to get founder membership, as will people who join through this webinar and webinars probably over the next 6 weeks, 8 weeks of Internet Marketing Made Simple. That's going to become a membership site. And everything that I teach and train, and I'll be developing products that I sell for you guys, you're going to have founder membership and you'll have access to everything that's going in there. You'll also get full access to the diamond notes. Every bit of information I have learnt, I'm going to put in to a series of trainings, which I'm going to call the diamond notes, and you will have access to every single one of them. I'll help you with them. I'll talk you through them. I'll do video trainings. You'll have access to everything. And what you will also get free, and I'm going to sell this book. I've learnt now not to give stuff away. So I, together with Matt Lloyd, will be publishing shortly a book on developing a business on the internet. We will be selling that, but you will get a free copy because you've attended this webinar, so long as you take appropriate action. So what you need to do is you need to get started. Now, if you're not already associated with me, you need to go to this link. It's http and it's Mark's Mastermind Group. I always think in terms of masterminds. Einstein always talked of the power of the mastermind. People coming together and working in harmony towards a common goal. It's incredibly powerful. But what I'm looking for is action takers. So you need to go to marksmastermindgroup.com/action-takers, and you should do that now. If you're not already registered with my coaching group, you should go there now, complete the application, and immediately email me and let me know you've done that. That's really important, because if you can actually get into the habit of taking action rather than procrastinating, then that's when your life will turn around. And if you've got any questions and you need anything answering, email me, mark@internetmarketingmadesimple.com. My mobile number is +44 7903 665 274. I'll say that again. I value your time for being here and I want to help you. So contact me. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for you. Mark at internetmarketingmadesimple.com. +44 7903 665 274. Connect with me on Skype. That's a brilliant medium for sharing our screens, teaching, coaching and training. Skype. My Skype name is Money Wikia. MONEYWIKIA. Money Wikia. Connect with me on Skype so that we can communicate on a regular basis. And to close, take action now. Don't procrastinate. It's later than you think. You need to go to marksmastermindgroup.com/action-takers. Complete the application and let's launch your business. We're going to have some work to do over the next 30 days laying the foundations. If you take it serious, we can make that happen a lot more quickly than that. But that's down to you. It's where you want to take it and how serious you think of your financial better future. For me, it's right up there with oxygen. When I married Delphina, I made her promises. I'm not going to let her down on those. My children, I want them to look at me as an example for them to follow. You need to make the people in your community stand up and see that you're a true leader. And you can help so many people within your community if you master these skills. So I hope that you've enjoyed this webinar. It is the first of many, and I'm sure our lives are going to be intertwined for many years to come. I hope you've got some value from it, and I'm just going to open up for questions here. Has anybody got any questions?